wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's dreaded Heroes report. I got the hair pulled back today because I'm meaning business. Not messing around, so. Hey, hope you guys had a nice weekend. Paul Heyman's, the Heyman Hustle website has published an exclusive photos of Heyman's match against RYBACK back in December at Madison Square Garden live event. He says yours truly was on the show in person. And the atmosphere during a special attraction match was unique to say the least. He said, without giving too much away, the match results, let's just say Mr. Heyman got introduced to a table the hard way. WWE officials have been pleased with the new announcer Tony Dawson's progress, and we're going to be seeing, I guess, a lot more of him. Titus O'Neil, he's been discussed for a singles match push. This would likely be a major D push for his current tag team champion, Darren Young. McMahon's been high on Titus for quite a while now. And regarding a feud between Goldust and Cody Rhodes, there's been no word yet whether or if it's going to continue since the Royal Rumble moment. Vince had always been down on Cody versus Goldust match until the Royal Rumble, though. So he thought it might be something unique. And a word I haven't said in a while, Fandango. Well, Fandango, he worked this weekend's WWE Live event defeating Yoshitatsu, which right now I think my dog probably could. Rey Mysterio, he's going to be taking time away from WWE Live events. Again. Sin Cara, he was left the team with the great Khali over the weekend. And they defeated Primo and Epico before dancing with Natalya and Hornswoggle to end the match, which might as well have Tensai out there too. And CM Punk cut promos this weekend at Raw Live events and demanded to be announced now as the People's Champion. This may be something that carries over to the TV. I don't know, but we'll see if the feud's going to continue with him and The Rock. Tonight's Raw taking place from Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. Confirmed for tonight's show is Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho, and says Rey Mysterio. Of course, he might do the TV shows, just the live events he's not there at. It's likely that Triple H is going to be also appearing because he's going to have to represent his father-in-law. Poor guy. Got a hip surgery coming up. And one star who's not advertised for the show is The Rock. No match has been announced for tonight's show, but Punk and Ziggler taking on Cena and Ryback's been advertised locally. Sometime that they still do it, and sometime they don't. But here's their little focal points for tonight's show. Who's next with Brock Lesnar in his sights, and how will Vince McMahon respond to Lesnar's attack? Is Paul Heyman on borrowed time? Will the Shield? What are they going to do next? And will CM Punk stick with Paul Heyman, or is he going to be kind of taboo, poison ivy? All right, superstar David Otunga, he was on the sidelines for last night's NFL Super Bowl 47. Otunga's wife, of course, I don't know if you knew that or have ever seen her, but that was who sang America the Beautiful last night before the game, Jennifer Hudson. And how much you want to bet sometime, somehow, some way tonight within them 3 hours of Raw with the overrun, the lights are going to go out. The power is going to be cut. Let's just see. NXT star, I know they're going to have to refer to it. They're going to have to. But anyway, NXT star Corey Graves worked this weekend's live event, losing to Brodus Clay. Graves will also be at tonight's Raw in Atlanta. And WWE did a deal this weekend where Alex Riley lost to Tensai 3 times in the same segment. 1 by a dance contest and 2 by pinfalls. Alex tweeted, he says, I just got beat 9 times in 3 days by Lord Tensai, and I can finally say I've accomplished something that nobody else in WWE history has done. Oh, by the way, Brodus Clay is the Superstar website on the spotlight today. And Zack Ryder's Hosky is officially released on iTunes last night. Ryder promises to follow any fan on Twitter who sends him a picture to prove that they bought the download. Ouch. How drastic. Anything to get somebody to buy that thing. And Jim Ross, he wrote the following about it. He was down at developmental doing the tryouts. I think it ended on Sunday. It might have been the whole weekend. He said camp's over, another fun day. Now the hard part, evaluations and debates, both healthy within the big picture. He says, I'm likely too picky and honest. So Ross also refused to comment on which star did any good and which he didn't, think very much of. But the officials were happy with the tryouts overall, and happy birthday to four-time TNA Division champion Chris Sabin, now 31 years old. Now retired UK wrestler Stevie Knight, 37. Isn't that nice to retire at 37? And one-time CARA Young Lions Cup winner Vin Gerard, 27. And on this day, I don't know if you know this guy or not, in 1990, Wrestling World lost a two-time World Heavyweight Champion, Whisper Billy Watson, 74 years old. All right, many long-time wrestling fans is kind of, wondering what's the reason WWE is having this year's Royal Rumble come down to John Cena and RYBACK. So there's no long-term reasoning. It was just for an upcoming, for an upcoming feud or something. But behind Cena eliminate RYBACK. But anyway, officials said they just wanted to eliminate Cena, eliminate somebody strong in the match for a big ending. Because we thought it was probably going to go RYBACK's way, and it didn't. No feud going on yet. There have been a lot of talk about doing a Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 29, but WWE officials kind of recently decided not to do the match, be taking place on the biggest show of the year. The feeling is Money in the Bank should be left on its own pay-per-view. And the idea this year would have been to feature RYBACK in a match to get him over big time, but that won't be happening, at least not at WrestleMania. And WWE Champion The Rock tweeted the following to his fellow superstars, not to us, to his fellow wrestlers. He says, "Thank you, WWE superstars, for an awesome welcome back, welcoming me back and getting the big picture plan." He said, "You're a true locker room leader's road to WrestleMania." And F4W Online reports as of Saturday, there's still no word whether or not Undertaker's going to be working WrestleMania 29 or not. They said that Taker just keeps changing his mind. Got good days and got bad days. But there's also no replacement match in the work for CM Punk yet. Besides talk, we should know something more solid, and maybe over the weekend, Elimination Chamber. When the pay-per-view comes up, feel like about ready to sneeze. And a fan told Punk on Twitter that his knee sucks. And he said, well, that's what happened when you return to a full schedule after 3 weeks of having knee surgery. The Ascension, Conor O'Brien, cut a heel promo on his way to the ring last night at Raw live event. Well, this was over the weekend, where he lost to Zack Ryder. O'Brien tweeted, he said, "The Ascension rose tonight." WWE Montgomery says, "Beware, WWE. You've had fair warning." So I don't know whether we're going to have another Shield pop up, on us or what. WWE will wrap to, talking about the developmental tryouts. It should be, I guess they got, one day is going to be tryouts, next day is going to be, Q&A classes, I guess, and things like that. Xavier Woods, which is down there, he's been doing a lot of personal training with the people. And former WWE diva Eve Torres revealed her new look on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you can probably find it. Didn't even look like herself. Kind of looked like me. Anyway, Jim Ross, he was asked about working WrestleMania 29. He replied, "Certainly as a fan of nothing else, and that works for me." He says, "Can't wait." And WWE officials had discussed a RYBACK, believe it or not, taking on Big Show feud, but those talks have kind of apparently went away. I don't know if they can get he can get Big Show's big ass up on his back or not, because he's got a big back, but Big Show's, it's going to be awkward. Yeah, I know 10 size, pretty good size, and RHOADES. Anyway, WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross, he is back with a new blog on his website talking about tryouts last Thursday. He said, "Another great learning experience, and I hope it's helping some young broadcasters, and extremely rewarding for me." They're also trying out for young broadcasters too, I guess. But he said tryouts started out some really slowly and extremely long on Friday and Saturday. It was a superb day, though. The retention from Friday and Saturday with drills was exceptional. Focus was improved. Everyone seemed to be more comfortable. Had a fun day then. Sunday's going to be wrapped up, he said, well, it was wrapped up, for the 30-plus young men who were invited. Promos and, doing promos and all that stuff. So if you think you're good at it, they'll try it out. TNA knockout Rosita confirmed on Twitter she's no longer with TNA, which we told you that a long time ago. Zack Ryder's friend, the Big O, he received a tryout in TNA and gut check event before Saturday's TNA event in Fayetteville, Georgia. And it was reported before that one of TNA's upcoming theme pay-per-views will be Hardcore Justice 2. I don't know how their one went over. I don't remember. But anyway, the show with kind of an ECW theme to it, but it won't be an actual ECW reunion because ECW, WWE owns it. But anyway, ECW Originals being brought back like the last show, maybe there. Officials will likely book something similar to TNA versus the Hardcore World of Wrestling theme, with TNA stars taking on popular hardcore wrestlers from other promotions. One talent they may bring in for the show is Judas Messina from Mexico, who last competed in TNA back in 2008. Have you noticed that TNA used to have just about on every show as much blood as they can? They kind of got away with it without, away from it without really announcing it. But hey, I noticed things like that for whatever reason. No reason. I noticed they don't have as many knockout matches either. I know why I've noticed that. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.